Hi viewers. We are going to discuss the topic, be a child. To be a child is something wonderful. Nobody wants to be a child now, but that's actually great. The way to go into the divine, the way to go into the perfect, into conscience. Because conscience is so big, conscience is so huge, conscience is so powerful. Conscience can be approached from the sensory point of view, from the level of the sensing, that is sensation. Conscience can be examined at that level, and then conscience can also be examined at the nervous level, at the nerve level. That is nervous. Conscience is nervous, conscience is sensory, and conscience can also be examined at the nuclear level. So conscience is not studied at all, it's not looked at. That's why I have come up with the concept of actualism, because theology deals with the left and philosophy deals with the right. So what is the area, the discipline that can handle the narrow way, the third way, the hard way, the vast way, that is from 10% of the brain and above, 10% to 100%, and 100% back to 10%. What is the discipline that can handle it? There's none on earth today. If you go to the university, if you go to the church, you just see them talk and talk and talk and talk. Nobody is talking about narrow way. There's no discipline to go there. It used to be math, M-A-A-T, in ancient Egypt, in ancient Africa. But that one has been abandoned. Nobody knows it. They have abandoned it. So the way to go to the heart way, the way to go to the super way, that super way of Jesus, that super way of Buddha, that heart way that we're talking about today, how to get there, nobody knows. And there is something huge, because everybody is limited to 9% to 1%, and 1% to 9%. That is where nobody goes above 9% in everything they're doing, whether it's government, whether it's industry, whether it's business, whether it's education. Everybody is stuck at 1%. If you look at the internet is even worse, because they are towards 1%. Everything is there, and that is outside Eden. Outside Eden means outside the primordial brain, and that's what they call the modern brain, or the postmodern brain. That postmodern and modern are low. That is what we call the internet. That's what we call science. That's what we call religion. That is modern and postmodern. But the primordial area, that's the primordial thing, the primordial brain, the primordial universe, the primordial sector, the primordial industry, the primordial education, primordial government. That's what will take you to 10% and above. And from 100% down to 10%, doesn't go beyond that. So the 9% down to 1%, or 1% down up to 9 is just fake. It's just about these things, left and right. You know, what we refer to as duality and multiplicity. The thing is just there, multiplying, and whatever, like the internet today, see jumping up and down. It's not right, because you must be simple, you must be a baby, and you must be, because to be simple is to be great, is to be special, is to be wise. Sorry, is to be perfect, because wisdom is not good. Wisdom is not perfection. What is good is perfection. Jesus was not wise, he was perfect. A baby is not wise, a baby is perfect. The sage is not wise, the sage is perfect. And that's what I mean. So be simple, be a child, be a baby. That is a great charge. That is a great advice. If you can be a baby, if you can be a child, if you can be simple, that will lead you into this great way. That is for human beings. This great way, this heaven, this beyond, this whatever you call it, is for you, it's for human beings. You must transfigure, self-transfigure. You must self-resurrect from time and space into 10% of the brain and above. Because 10% of the brain above, 9% to 1% is the hell, that is the suffering, that is the fall and descent. But when you go to 10% and above, you have risen. So you must self-resurrect, self-alter, self-amend yourself, and then move up. So that's the issue. I think Nigeria is a great country. Africa is great, because this thing is about Africa, and Africa will lead. If we are serious, within the next few years, the next 100 years now, Nigeria, people should be looking for visitors to come to this country to see, because this thing I'm talking about is so vast and so wonderful. And if people can get into it, everybody will transform, everybody will transfigure. That's the truth. But be simple, be a child, be special, be wise. Sorry, be special, be perfect. And that's through conscience. Through conscience, you can get to all these things. Through the study of conscience, at the sensory level, at the nervous level, and at the nuclear level, you can get into it. I thank you very much for listening.